I've had a really unexpected day. And my question to you today is, how often do you have an unexpected day? How often are you either prepared or willing to partake in God derailing your day? Putting somebody in your path that needs you to speak hope, life, and love over them? Or maybe you're the one who needs to have hope, love, and joy spoken over you. And are you ready to listen to that person that God puts in your path who's going to speak life into you today? That's kind of how my morning was. It was 2 opportunities of speaking to people in my daily life that are not in my home, that are in my peripheral of my life. And it was this moment of, am I going to take that opportunity? Am I going to take that time? Am I going to allow myself to be derailed from my plans? I had my whole morning and afternoon planned out with everything that I was going to get done, because my list, if you're anything like me, my list is always insanely long. And somehow I get to the end of the day, and even though things get marked off, you got all the new things that are being added. And I'd say most days I'm really good at it. And today it was more of a struggle. If I'm being honest, it was more of a struggle today. Because my list was important today. Because it was. Because simply put, it was. Who knows why? Who knows what it was about my day that made it more of a struggle to be derailed by God. But I found myself in this conversation that went over an hour in the Florida heat outside with somebody that I appreciate. I appreciate the way they help take care of our family, and they were hurting. And it's hard. And we got to sit there and have a real, raw conversation that was just laying themselves bare. And what I hope I did, and what my goal was in that moment, was to speak life and give tools and other potentially other ways to handle it, potentially other ways to look at it. After the over-hour conversation, I pray that it touched their spirit, and that God used me in whatever way he needed to help speak life into their situation and give that life can change and be better. And hopefully a couple of my thoughts were useful and helpful in the way that they'll go through their day, their world, and as they go back to their family. That story is a reminder of how often does God give you that opportunity every day. And maybe it's not every day. Maybe it's a couple times a week. Maybe it's once a month that God comes to you and he gives you an opportunity to be present, to sit with somebody, to listen to somebody, to let that somebody be heard. Do you take him up on that? Do you honor that moment of how we can be there for each other? Write in the comments. Let me know if this is something that you're good at. And really, most of the time, I'm good at this. I like knowing the way people tick. I have a lot of psychology in my background, and I love being able to offer a different thought process and a different way to see it, that hopefully that person can have their breakthrough. So let me know if you're good at this, if this is something you're working on. In what ways do you embrace it? In what ways do you resist it? I think today my ultimate resistance, if I'm being completely transparent, is that it was a very triggering conversation to stuff in my past. And my choice in the moment was to not be triggered in the moment. My choice in the moment was to be fully present and to be as much of assistance as I could be. But if I'm being honest, after the conversation was over, it brought up a lot of stuff. And I'm not used to that because normally I enjoy it. Normally I'm like, yeah, man, that was awesome. And then I sound like my mom. I'm like, yeah, I nailed it. I did it. I was fully aware and fully present, and I was able to be used by God today. And ultimately, that's the desire of my heart. So let me know how you're doing. If you're doing it, if you're open to it. Are you even aware to be open to it? Are you listening to those nudgings that the Lord is giving you? Let me know. We want you to come. We want you to be filled. And we want you to go out into the world and overflow. You've got this. Let's change the world one interaction at a time.